Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Here on Shows, Style, and Spirit, I am Ebony. And as you can see from the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about Porsha Williams from The Real Housewives of Atlanta. I just posed the question, will she actually receive the $40,000 a month in alimony payments from her now ex-husband, Simon Guobadia? Now, before we get into the story, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video and please subscribe to the channel. And everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion. Okay, so shout out to the YouTuber Lakeisha Keisha. That is where I first saw this story this week. Lakeisha Keisha has been on it, going through the legal documents line per line regarding Simon and Porsha's divorce. And then the rest of the blogs picked it up from there. All right, so shout out to the Jasmine brand. You all know that I love both the Jasmine brand and the Neighborhood Talk for sources of information on the public figures. And the Jasmine brand reports Porsha Williams awarded $40K a month in alimony, a Rolls Royce, and partial control of the $7 million home whom she shares with Simon. All right, and the Jasmine brand report reads, Porsha Williams just walked away with a major win in her divorce from Simon Guobadia. During a June 11th hearing, a judge enforced the former couple's prenup, ordering Simon to pay Porsha $40,000 a month in alimony for up to 15 months and cover all of her legal fees. She'll also keep the Rolls Royce that he gifted her. Very nice. Porsha Williams won in divorce court, a source told The Breakfast Club. The court also gave Porsha until 2027 to decide if she wants to stay in their $7 million home, originally Simon's premarital asset. So he owned the house before he even married Porsha. If she chooses to remain, she must refinance and buy out Simon's 50% stake, though he'll continue paying the mortgage in the meantime. The exes, who appeared via Zoom, reportedly had no interaction during the nearly 10-hour hearing. Simon walked away pissed, the insider added. He has 30 days to appeal the ruling. Now, Simon is really in a pickle, right? Because he has been deported. He is no longer in the United States. He is over in Nigeria. Now, of course, he has relatives over there. I imagine classmates, friends who could help him get reestablished income-wise. But to me, that is his number one priority. He has to figure out his new life in Nigeria. I'm sure it won't be that hard for him to figure out, but still, this is a huge change. Now, I know reportedly Simon Guobadia has been deported previously, so this is not new to him. You know, it's true to him, if you will, but still, he's going through a lot of major changes, including this divorce. The judge really liked Porsha, and I'm glad because, you know, Georgia is a primarily red state. We know in 2020 they flipped it blue, but it's pretty conservative. And what I've learned from watching shows like Love and Marriage Huntsville, you know, depending on where you live, if the state is really conservative, the courts may tend to favor men in sort of like family court, domestic court. Now, I know they do not have children together, Porsha and Simon, but I still feel like the judge definitely had compassion towards Porsha. For her to be able to have 2 years to decide if she wants to buy that house. Then she would do a refinance cash out where she would give 50% of the available equity in the home to Simon. So as an example, you know, let's say like the number in the article, the home is worth let's say that the home by next year, this is just a scenario, let's say it's worth $10 million. So Porsha's like, you know what? I really like this house And even if I give him 50% stake in the equity and I don't take any more cash out, when I am ready to sell it, I'll make a profit. Sure, I'll refinance. So, let's say the house is worth 10 million and they owe 7 million. So that's 3 million in equity. He gets 50% of that, 1.5 million. Now, if Porsha is able to qualify for a jumbo loan, in the millions, and she can give him that 50% stake, I say, go ahead, girl, do your thing. But does she really want to be house poor, meaning all of her monthly income will be dedicated towards paying that mortgage? I know that when she first married Simon and moved into the home, it was reported in the blogs that she kept the house that she bought season 9 and she let her mother move into it. I always thought like that was the only smart move she made out of this entire situation. In the event that they get the divorce, she still had a home that she could move into and provide shelter for her daughter. Because regardless of how you slice it, regardless of how you may think you are in love with someone, you have to be prepared as a woman for that other 50% scenario of the marriage not working out. You got a 50% shot of the marriage working. And if it doesn't work, you have to be able to recover and still live a safe and healthy life, especially if you have a kid involved. So I think she should definitely take her time. She may even want to see what the estimated monthly payment would be if she were to refinance and give him his 50% stake. And hopefully he'll continue to make the monthly mortgage payments. Because allegedly, back in the day, when Sheree and Bob Whitfield were separated, and so that's season 1 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. The Whitfields were already separated. It was alleged that in their separation agreement, he was giving her the money to make the monthly mortgage payments, and allegedly Sheree was not doing that. So then the home went into foreclosure. Now, credit is bad and they have no house. And then she had to figure out, shelter for her and her 2 kids. Her daughter Tiara by then would have been like in college. And so she had Cairo and Kaylee that she had to provide for. But Dove, your man was giving you the monthly mortgage payments. Why not make them? So you can keep the house. But, that's just my thought process. But so she gets to keep the Rolls Royce. I'm sure that that's important to Porsha if she's materialistic or likes to keep up with the Joneses or keep up with Shamia. And she has a job on ROA. I don't know if she will also go back to radio. If Ricky Smiley would have her, I would say take the job, girl, because now, she's single again. She's a single parent. She has to just think that way and not be so set on fantasy and a man taking care of you. That's just not the way to go. I just don't think that it is smart. And so do you think that Simon will appeal the ruling? He is in another country and he would have to retain a lawyer, get them up to speed on the divorce, and then go from there. What if it doesn't work out in his favor? Now he's just racked up more legal fees plus Porsha's legal fees. Like, I would not want to be Simon Guobadia right now. Absolutely not. Do you think that Porsha will see the 40,000? I just don't know if, I don't know the guy. I just kind of feel like it was just always just too good to be true. It's one thing, like it seemed like both he and Fallon, just in my opinion, Fallon, it seemed like the 2 of them were cheating on each other. That was just not a faithful marriage at all. That's one thing to enter in with a married man, Porsha. But then it just seemed like, because it was reported like he was worth like, what, $40 million. And I was just like, she needs to make sure that that's a thing. She's quitting all her jobs. It was giving me anxiety. And really, I should have been thinking about the citizenship the whole time. And she should have too. but I just don't know if she will see the money. I know that he definitely has to pay, even still from Nigeria, but I just don't know if that will happen. Do you think that Porsha will see that money? She's going to also film the reality TV game show Traders. So that is some additional money as well. And to me, if there's a season 17 of Roa, and if producers bring her back, it should be in a friend role. But hopefully, whatever she gets, that will be enough to sustain her and Pilar. And if I was her, I would not want to live off of the alimony. I would pretend like I'm not getting it, and I would just save that money, because also it's just for 15 months. So that should not be anything that Porsha will want to depend on anyway. That's literally 15 months. So 40,000 times 10 months, that's 400 grand plus another 5 months. So it's only it's 600,000. So that could be money that she can just put in the bank, act like it's not there, don't touch it. That would be amazing. And then whatever she gets from being on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Traders, her Pamper by Porsha bed sheets, her Go Naked hair, then that is your monthly income for you to provide for your daughter. That's how I would do that. But what do you think about what Porsha has won in the divorce? Do you think that she will see the 40,000 a month? Do you think that she will refinance a $7 million home, and she would have to do a refi cash out to give him 50% in the equity? I thank you all so much for checking out this video. Please hit the like button on this video and please subscribe to the channel. I have a couple more videos to make, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. And I will talk with you all very soon. Bye.